Are you looking to save money and cut down on your living expenses? You're in the right place. We all know that life can get pretty pricey, but there are clever ways to keep your wallet happy without sacrificing your lifestyle. This video is your guide to practical and doable strategies for trimming those pesky costs. From transportation to housing, from financial to utility expenses, and from shopping to food, we've got you covered. Stay tuned as we delve into these methods. First off, let's talk about transportation, a major expense for many. When it comes to getting around, there are numerous ways to save money that don't involve breaking the bank on a brand new car. One of the best options is trading in an expensive vehicle for a more budget-friendly used one. The savings from this alone can be substantial, not just on the initial cost, but also on insurance and maintenance. But let's kick it up a notch. Have you ever considered ditching the car altogether? Public transportation is an often overlooked option. Buses, trams, trains, and even bicycles can be excellent alternatives. In many cities, the public transportation network is extensive, reliable, and surprisingly affordable. Plus, it's a chance to do some reading, catch up on emails, or simply sit back and enjoy the ride. No more stressing about traffic or parking. And let's not forget about the environmental benefits. By using public transportation or opting for a used car, you're not only saving money, but also helping to reduce carbon emissions. It's a win-win situation. It's important to remember, though, that these options won't work for everyone. It depends on factors like your location and lifestyle. But if you're in a position to make these changes, the savings can really add up. So, before you splurge on that fancy car, consider these more budget-friendly alternatives. Now let's turn our attention to housing, another significant part of our budget. One of the most effective ways to cut down on housing costs is to negotiate lower rents. You might be thinking, how is that even possible? Well, it starts with doing a bit of homework. Research comparable properties in your neighborhood to determine the average rental price per square foot. Once you've gathered enough information, approach your landlord or property owner with your findings. Politely ask them to justify their asking price per square foot. More often than not, they might be willing to negotiate, especially if they find you to be a responsible and reliable tenant. Another strategy to consider is a shared living arrangement. Having roommates can significantly reduce your portion of the rent, utilities, and even grocery bills. It can also provide a sense of community, which can be an added bonus, especially in these times when many of us are feeling more isolated than ever. For those of you who own a home, you might want to consider renting out spare rooms or garage space. This can be a great way to generate some additional income. It could be a friend in need of a temporary place, a college student, or even a tourist looking for a short-term rental. Just make sure to check your local laws and regulations before you start listing your space. It's also worth considering downsizing. If you're living in a larger space than you actually need, moving to a smaller home or apartment can save you a significant amount on rent or mortgage payments, not to mention utilities. These methods might require a bit of adjustment or even stepping out of your comfort zone. But remember, every little bit helps when it comes to saving money. And who knows, you might even discover a newfound appreciation for minimalism or make a lifelong friend out of a roommate. Remember, a little negotiation and flexibility can go a long way in lowering your housing expenses. Moving on, we'll look at how you can cut down on financial and utility expenses. Let's start with credit cards. It's no secret that credit card interest rates can be a real budget buster. However, you may not know that you have the power to negotiate these rates. Reach out to your credit card company and ask for a lower annual percentage rate, or APR. This might seem like a bold move, but the worst they can say is no, and the potential savings make it worth a shot. Next, let's talk about subscriptions. We all love our streaming services, fitness memberships, and monthly boxes, but they add up quickly. Take a hard look at what you're actually using and what you can live without. You might be surprised by how much you're spending on services you hardly use. Cancel them and watch your monthly savings pile up. Now onto utilities. Energy consumption is a major expense for most of us, but there are simple ways to reduce this cost. Start by turning off lights when you leave a room and keep your heating and cooling systems in check. Use energy-efficient light bulbs and appliances and consider investing in a programmable thermostat. These small changes can lead to significant savings over time. Lastly, your phone bill. Phone plans can be pricey, but they don't have to be. There are many low-cost options out there that provide similar services at a fraction of the cost. Do some research and switch to a plan that fits your needs and your budget. Remember, it's not about depriving yourself, but about making informed decisions. Every dollar saved is a dollar that can be used elsewhere or saved for the future. By being mindful of these expenses, you can save a considerable amount each month. Lastly, let's explore how savvy shopping and food habits can help save money. One of the biggest expenses we often overlook is food. Dining out or ordering in can be a convenient choice, but it's often far more expensive than cooking at home. By planning your meals ahead of time, buying groceries in bulk and prepping your meals, you can significantly cut down on your food costs. And who knows, you might just discover your inner chef. Now, where you buy your groceries can also make a big difference. Discount grocery stores like Aldi offer the same quality products as other stores, but at a fraction of the price. It's a simple switch that can save you a surprising amount over time. And let's not forget about our caffeine fix. Buying your morning coffee can add up quickly. Instead, invest in a good coffee maker and make your morning cup of joe at home. You'll be amazed at how much you can save in a month, not to mention a year. When it comes to shopping for clothes and home furnishings, consider hitting up your local thrift stores or joining community swap groups. You can find unique, high-quality items without breaking the bank. And finally, try to curb mindless shopping. Make a list, stick to it, and avoid impulse buys. By implementing these tips, you can make a significant dent in your monthly expenses. As we wrap up, let's quickly revisit our main points. We've explored various strategies to cut down living costs, from opting for public transport or a used car, to negotiating lower rents or sharing living spaces. We've also discussed financial tweaks, like reducing credit card APR, canceling unnecessary subscriptions, and adopting energy-saving habits. Additionally, we touched on cost-effective shopping, meal prepping, and making your own morning coffee. Remember, every little bit helps when it comes to saving money. Start small, and soon you'll see big changes in your financial health.